In this video, we will be discussing about built-in variables for Google Analytics and event parameter configuration. So here, the Google Tag Manager provides few built-in variables under different classes. See, for example, click is one of the class. In click, there are different built-in variables. See, for example, in click, we will be using a button. The button ID will be used as a built-in variable. Right. Again, in the same click we can click URL as the built-in variable. Likewise, different classes. So these variables are under the class click. Again, we have the class called page. We have class called scroll. Right. So like that, many different classes are there. Under these classes, we have many different built-in variables. Right. So how we can use these built-in variables for configuring the event parameter? Again, how we can use this built-in variable for a trigger condition? So that is what we are going to discuss in today's video. So I assume that you have already hosted a video, or you have already hosted a web page in Google Analytics 4. Already you have created a container in Google Tag Manager. So if you're not done, so you can see the previous video which I have given for creating the container and then creating a property in Google Analytics. Right. So now this is my website. Okay. So the sample website. So in this sample website, now what I am going to do is, so now if I am scrolling this web page, right? If I am scrolling this web page more than 50 percentage, which means that if I am scrolling more than half of the page, right, so my event should be triggered. Right. Whenever I am scrolling, I need to collect some event parameters which are all related to scrolling. Right. So that is what we are going to see here. Right. So quickly we will go to create a tag in Google Tag Manager. Now we will create a new tag. So in tag configuration, so here the tag name I am giving as scroll event. Again, in this tag configuration, so we are going to create an event. So we will be creating the Google Analytics GA4 as an event here. So we will be choosing event. So once we have chosen the event, the configuration I am choosing as a previous configuration, and then here in the event name. So make sure that the event name that we are giving here, it will be reflecting in our Google Analytics. Okay. So here I am giving scroll or scroll hyphen values. So this is the event. So now this is the event. Whenever I am giving the trigger condition for this event will be triggered, right? So now I am not configuring any event parameters. Okay. So now what I am doing, just I am created a event here, and then I am giving the triggering condition. We will see how it triggers, right? So in triggering condition, here you can see a plus button, right? So this plus button, if you click this plus button, here you will enter into the configuration. Here you can see the trigger type, right? Trigger type. Now we are going to use scrolling, right? So here you can see click type, user engagement type, and then other type. So here in user engagement, we can see scroll depth. So I am choosing scroll depth as a trigger, and then so whether you want to trace vertical or horizontal. Now in my case, I am choosing vertical depth. My vertical depth is 80%. If it is more than 80%, then this trigger will work. Okay. So here if you want to add some other conditions, you can give for some pages, and then we can add more conditions over here. So that we will see again. So now we will see just triggering a event, right? And then we will see the event configuration and then more conditions. So now I am giving the name for the trigger here. Scroll. So, 1 second. 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 1 sec in name for the tag. So now I have saved my trigger and tag. So now what we did in this website, whenever I am scrolling like this more than 60%, right? So the event should be triggered. So that is what we want to do. So now we will see the preview in Google Tag Manager. So I am giving preview in Google Tag Manager. Once I have given Google preview in Google Tag Manager, the Google Tag Assistant will be opening in the new tab. So here the URL of my website is coming automatically. If I am giving connect, it will be connected to my website. Okay, so now my website has been connected. Now just my website has been loaded. Okay, now we will see here in the Tag Assistant. So the home page has been loaded. Here you can see two tags already it has been fired. So this one I have previously configured. So this is fired. Why? Because whenever the website is opened itself, this tag has been configured for triggering. Right, again here you can see tag not fired. So why it is not fired? So this is a event just now we have created. In the triggering condition, we have given that the triggering condition should be scrolling more than 60%. So inside the website, we didn't do any scrolling. So here the scrolling event not yet fired, right? So now we will scroll in the website and then we will see. Now I am scrolling in the website, right? So here you can see the scroll event has been taken place. Again in the event you can see fired is nothing, and then here you can see the fired tag as scroll event. Now the scroll event has been fired. Okay, so here you can check the if it is not firing after the scroll depth has been taken place. Here just you click this and then here you can see the fired tag. Whenever the scroll depth happens, which tag has been fired, here the information will come. If you click this, you will get more information about it. So here you can see the configuration. So we have configured that scroll depth is equal to the value. Here if you see the names, here you can see the names. The event scroll is equal to scroll depth. So the values if you give here, the value it will take, and then here the condition. So here you can see the condition gets true. If this condition not gets true, here this green color check mark it won't be there. Instead the red color mark it will be there. You can come to know that this condition has been not satisfied, and then you can make it select, right? So now just we have created a event, right? So now this has been fired. Now the same it will be reflected in Google Analytics. So go to Google Analytics. Under Google Analytics we need to see the output and debug view. So I am going to debug view. So in debug view you can see the event. See here scroll values. This is the event which I have created. Now it has been just coming here. Now see these events will be having the parameters. If you click any of the events, see let's say I am clicking this preview page view event. If I click this, here you can see the parameters. Since page view is an default event, Google Analytics configuration itself includes these many parameters. These many parameters in the sense these are all the values are collected when this event happened. See page title has been collected. So the page title has been home page. It has been collected when this event happened. Again page referrer, who is referring this page. Again page location, page medium. So these are all the information collected when this event happens. Again if you see scroll event, when scroll event happens, again these are all the informations again it has been collected. Okay, so likewise for the scroll values, right? So these are all the default events which has been collected when scroll event happens, right? Now here we are going to add some more event parameters for collecting, right? So for that again I am going to Google Tag Manager for the configuration. Before that I am closing the Tag Assistant which I have given for preview. Okay. Now I am opening the same tag which I have created just now. Okay, so before that I am closing the website which I have opened also. So here the tag which I have created is scroll event. So I am clicking that. Again I am configuring the tag configuration now. So inside the tag configuration, event name, here you can see event parameter. Okay, now I am giving the event parameter over here. So I am adding the row, right? By adding the row here, I am going to configure the event parameters, right? So what are the parameters I am going to perform? See here, this is the parameter name we need to give. Whatever the parameter name we need to collect. Again, here is the value for that parameter variable, what value we are going to assign, right? So for value assigning, here you can see the plus symbol. If you click this plus symbol, it will navigate to you the variable page. Here these are all the variables which I have used. If you didn't use these variables, this variable it won't list here, but in the top right side corner you can able to find the built-in variables. So if you click this built-in variables, it will be navigating to the built-in variables pages, right? So here you can see many different categories of built-in variables. See now, click element belongs to the category click. Again here you can see error message belong to the category error. Again here you can see form URL belongs to the category form. Again page path belongs to the category pages, right? Again scroll depth, scroll unit, scroll direction, these are all belongs to scrolling category. Now we are going to discuss about these two categories, pages and then scrolling. In pages we have 4 different variables, and scrolling we have 3 different variables, right? Again other than this we have utility, videos, right, visibility, other categories also. Whichever the category you want, you can use, right? So now I am going to use the scrolling variables. Now whenever the scrolling event happens, I want to collect the threshold depth, right? Threshold depth. So now I am going to choose this threshold depth. So whenever you are choosing, automatically it will come here. So now here I am going to give the name for that. So I am giving scroll threshold, right? So this is the name I am giving, right? Again I am going to add the other variable, right? Again I am choosing the next value for the variable. So in this case I am choosing the built-in variable. Again the next category which is there in the scrolling is scroll depth units. So scroll depth units, in the sense, see, we are while we are configuring the trigger, we have configured the scrolling vertical. You remember in the beginning I have given scrolling vertical. There the value which is there, which I have chosen, is uh, percentage, right? Other than percentage, pixel is also there. Whether there we have chosen percentage or pixel, so that value will be collected here. If you have chosen percentage over there, here the unit will be given as percent. Again if you have chosen pixel over there, here the unit will be given as pixel, right? So again see here, now I have chosen the value of this one. Now for giving the name, either you can give your own name, or you can take the name which is used for scroll depth units by Google itself, right? Again here also you can give the plus button and then choose built-in variable, right? Again you can choose the same depth. See, both of the places same thing are there. Now what is the difference here? Here we are calling the variable for the parameter name. Here we are calling the variable for parameter value. So here the parameter name is scroll depth. Again the value is the value which is stored in that variable, right? So in this case we have called the parameter name also from the variable name. We have called the value also from the variable name. So here you understand the concept. Again here you can create your own variable, but Google recommends to create the variable name which is recommended by Google, so that there won't be any clash, or the information it will be gathered uniformly, right? Again for the next variable for scrolling I am choosing scroll direction. So which is the direction the scroll has been taken place, right? Again for here also I am choosing the same built-in variable, right? Scroll direction. So variable value also I am choosing scroll direction. Variable parameter value also scroll direction. Now I have set these 3 parameters. Just I am saving it, right? So now I have created 3 different parameters with the same trigger. What is the trigger we have created? So we have created a trigger as whenever I'm scrolling the page, that event should be triggered, right? So now we will see how it is working. So I'm clicking preview. So now the tag assistant has been opened. So I am connecting over here. So now my web page has been loaded. So here you can see the successfully loaded. Now I am giving the scrolling, right? So once the scrolling happens, here you can see the tag has been fired, right? So once the tag has been fired, you can see the scroll depth is the event. So here whenever this happens, this has been fired. So now you choose this first and then you choose this one. Here you can see the parameters that we have configured. See here, we can choose as a variables. If you choose as a variable, whatever we have configured there, no, the variable alone it will come here. If you choose values, the values in it will see here we have given the name and then the value, right? So here whatever it is coming here, it is the same name it is taking here also. Here you can see threshold 60. What is the 60? While configuring we have given no scroll more than 60, that threshold it is coming here. Again the unit as percentage and then the direction is vertical. So these informations are collected in tag manager, right? So now we can see the same information in Google Analytics also, right? So here you can see this is the scroll values. So if you click this in the event parameters, right, again here you can see this value. So just I'm refreshing the Google Analytics. So once it has been loaded, you can see the recently updated events which has been triggered over here. So now the scroll values is a event. If I click that, so here you can see additional thing. See, we have created threshold, so it is coming here. The value is 60. Again here you can see the source, right? So again the source, again here you can see the percentage. So this is the depth. So here you can see the variable name and then the values are same. Why? Because we have chosen both as the same. If we, for this we have given the name the scroll threshold. Here the value is coming. If you give the name, that name will come here and the value will present or store inside to it, right? So this is how we will create the event parameters, right? You can create any different event parameters for a particular tag. Okay, so now we will see how we can use the same event parameters inside the trigger, right? So now I have already created a trigger called, right, scroll, right? Just now we have created, just I'm configuring it, right? So if you open this, here you can see the configuration. So this is what this configuration we did for scrolling. See here the scrolling. So as I said earlier, you can see the depth. I have chosen the units as percentage, so it is coming percent over there. Again if you choose pixel, here the pixel value we need to give, this pixel value it will be taken. Again whatever we are choosing, the value which we are giving here, right? So this is called as the threshold value. Okay, so these are the things which is taking, right? Again here you can see additional things. So some pages here you can configure again other things. So now what we are configuring, whenever we are scrolling, right, whenever we are scrolling, this should happen. So when it should, the event should trigger once it is greater than 60, right? Once it is greater than 60, again here I am giving the choosing the variable, right? So here I am choosing built-in variable. Again see here the same variables it is coming here. Now I am using the direction, right? So equal scroll direction equals, here I am giving horizontal, right? Horizontal. Now whether if I give this, whether the tag will fire or not, it won't fire. Why? Because here you can see the scroll direction is what? Vertical. We have seen the value it as vertical. So but in the condition we have given horizontal. Whenever it happens horizontal, then only it will happen. right? So likewise here you can configure the values, right? Again here the configuration we have many different values, again equals, contains, start with, ends with, right? So matches with css selector, matches with regular expression, likewise do not match, end with, like this many different conditions are there. You can explore all the conditions with different exploration, right? Again now let's say if the scroll direction equals horizontal, right? Again I'm adding another one condition here. Let's say the same, I'm choose built-in variable, and then I'm choosing, let's say, the threshold value, scroll depth threshold. When the threshold is greater than or equal to 70, right? So now listen here, we have given two different conditions. Okay, so condition 1 and condition 2. So here if both the condition are gets true, then only this trigger will trigger the event. If both in this both, if any one not gets true, it won't trigger, right? So let us save and check how it's happening. Okay, so now I have saved the trigger, just I'm giving preview. Okay, so whenever I am giving preview, so the page will be loaded. So now I am going to scroll the page. Just I am scrolling the page. So now the scroll depth has been happened, right? Scroll depth happened, but you see the tag has been not fired. See here, I am choosing this, and then I am choosing the scroll event. Here you can see this condition becomes true. What condition? Scroll depth greater than, that is the threshold greater than 60. We have scrolled greater than 60, but these two condition not get true, right? See here, it is, it should be greater than or equal to 70. So here it is only 60 because the value we have given 60 only. Again here you can see the direction vertical, the value we are getting, but we are comparing with the horizontal, so these two condition not gets true. So once this true condition gets true, only this event will trigger. Okay, now again we will change the values over there, closing the tag assistant, and then so I am editing the trigger again. Now we will give the correct condition. Okay, so now what I am giving, so scroll direction I am giving equal, so now I am giving here does not equal. Okay, so does not, this horizontal is does not equal to the scroll direction, the scroll direction is vertical, so horizontal is not equal, so this condition will get true. Again here the value I have given 60, so here what I can do, either here if I am giving 80, right? So then this condition will becomes true. So 80 greater than or equal to 70. Now this condition becomes true. Okay, or else here also you can choose some other condition options. So it is up to you, whatever the condition you are giving, you can give. Make sure that these two are counting. Again, another one conflict we are not supposed to do. See, sometimes here I have chosen two conditions which are related to scroll. Okay, again here whenever you are choosing the built-in variable, if you have chosen some other variables, like let's say you have chosen the video variable, and then let's say video URL you have chosen. Okay, so you see here video URL one variable you have chosen, scroll direction one variable you have chosen. Now both should get true. Now scrolling is different event, video engagement is different event. Okay, so whenever we are giving condition like this, we should be careful. Why? Because scrolling will be separately happened, video engagement will be separately happened. So try to give the condition which are related to the event. Now we are doing scrolling event, so now I am choosing the variables which are all related to scrolling. Okay, so now I am saving that, right? So now we will see the preview, and then we will see whether the tag is firing or not. Okay, so now I am connecting with the tag manager. So just I am scrolling the web page. So now here you can see scroll depth has been takes place. Again here you can see the tag also fired. So now you see if I am clicking the scroll depth, the fired tag, see here all the condition gets true. Okay, so my value, the tag has been fired successfully. Okay, so this is how we can configure the built-in variables, and then we can configure the events. So we will have a short summary what we have discussed in this video. In this video we have created a tag with the event parameters. So here in the configuration we have created a event called scrolling, right? We have created an event called scroll values. Under the event parameters we have created event parameters. We have created many different rows. See here, these are all the values which will be collected. Again we have used the default built-in variables in scrolling condition also, right? So here is the scrolling condition. So inside the scrolling condition, here you can see we have used two different variables, that is built-in variables. For these are the two built-in variables for trigger condition also, right? So we can use this built-in variable for event parameters as well as triggering condition. Okay, thank you.